Good day, you wonderful people of South Africa. In this lovely day, we've got some good news. Finally, we've got a lot of people together to start the community farms. The first project will be the Sandveld community farms, kibbutzes, like some people call it, but it is for yourself, not for somebody else. It's a lifestyle agri co-ops, the Cape to Cairo Farming and Job Creation Network. To start community farms as development hubs for our people to become self-sufficient, create jobs and feed the poor, to save our economy and create a safe haven for our people on farms, to be self-sufficient where groups of people live together. It is our intent to contribute to the economy of our country by creating a parallel economy based on our own private national development plan, NDP, and by so doing providing living and food security to our members. To unite communities in self-sufficient, self-sustainable agri-lifestyle community farms providing food security, security and safety, electricity, fuel, water, residence, education and jobs. Sharing knowledge. To get God's children back on their feet with hope and a goal to work for in a safe environment with all the resources and infrastructure needed to do so. To add value to everything produced to the maximum and sell it direct to the public at the lowest possible cost with still making justifiable and honest profit at farm markets, house shops, the retail and export, cutting out the agent and the retail chain, which currently take about 50% of the price. To uplift our communities, providing the infrastructure, resources, equipment, network, training, education, mentorship, guidance, farmland, and all possible assistance and stewardship for the middle income person, the unemployed, and the rich to farm and live and work together where all shares in our success and profits. To network this all over the Western Cape, South Africa and Africa and form one huge network, sharing knowledge, experience, support and infrastructure. And believe me, God is going to give us the whole of Southern Africa. For all people with the same mindset, world culture and belief to work together on a lifestyle community farm in peace, harmony with love, promoting others' interests above their own, placing our country, economy and future of our children first and sacrificing our own agendas to create an utopia in these communities for the world to see how much God loves us and be a model to this world where everybody will serve one another and make sure everybody is successful. Our logo, God cares for his flock. It is our intent to provide our members with the right of use of farmland to farm with animals, crops and products of their choice in association with the other members in an agreement with the managing body of for that community, or deliver the service to that community of his choice where needed. The above will then also have the right to a resident of choice, which will be erected at the member's cost according to the regulations. The founding member is an expert in the erection of steel frame houses, which I'll show you later, with isolation, waterproofing at low cost and in a very short time. The co-ops will provide the infrastructure, water supplies, water purification, electricity generation, access roads, management, community facilities, networking, linked with agricultural colleges and universities, do the research and acting in the interest of our lifestyle communities with the intent to serve and promote your best interest. Whatever knowledge, contacts, resources, products, plants, minerals, inventions, funds, donations, or insight available will be given and applied to the community free of charge. The members of the primary co-ops will form the property co-ops. So out of the members, these property co-ops is PropCo, and an operational co-ops, OPCO, and a trusted care management group, Manco, will be established. So you will govern yourself. In due course, this entity will turn into a secondary co-ops. We need a couple of primary co-ops, then we start a secondary co-ops, and we'll have a wide range of professional members that will manage our whole business professionally. As the lifestyle communities increase, members involved in the same sphere, like the sheep farmers, will form their own legal entity with other sheep farmers to network. Likewise, the service providers and then newcomers can then take up shares and become co-owners in each of these projects, or people can invest from outside in these projects. Based on research, test and scale model and calculations, production cost can be cut by 40 to 60%. The yield will increase by between 2 and 10 times depending on the product. This is not a private initiative. This is God's kingdom for these last days, for our very survival. The bad people are coming for us. The command God gave to the founding member is to establish refuge cities for his people from all over the world for these last days to survive. To build an ark for their protection and provision in all their needs as a basis to disciple the world from. We will expect every project to pay 50% of their EBITDA, net profit, at the end of each financial year before tax, to the PropCo, the property co-ops, 30% to the OPCO and 20% to the Mango, part of that 50%, for the expansion of our projects, to buy up further farms, cover running costs, research and maintenance and infrastructure, which will anyway be managed by professional members out of our community for us, to the benefit of us all. Plus, it is non-taxable to the co-ops. So we will be using tax money to build our infrastructure, and whatever is left at the end of the year must be paid back to the members. Then we will have a parallel leg for our agricultural colleges, discipleship schools, and schools of science and technology, sponsored through donations, social grants, and all available outside sources to involve the unemployed as students to work in the different projects and to earn a salary while he's got a residence and getting equipped in full-time career, and given the opportunity to take up shares in their ventures of involvement so that they can become farmers themselves. What will we do in this co-ops? The co-ops will buy up farms and create the infrastructure for members to farm as part of a large-scale commercial operation or a micro-farming scale at their own cost, but supported by the large-scale operation. So 10 sheep farmers who are micro-farmers form a large-scale sheep farming business. Sustainability is created by the macro farming operation, sharing costs. Members will have access to an agricultural college on each 1,000 hectares for students to work as trainee storekeepers in the different projects to become commercial farmers themselves. Through distant education, while they earn a salary and obtain shares in the different projects of their interest to become the next generation of commercial farmers or the next project managers on the next farm. The co-ops will do the applications for licensing, pump water from the rivers and sources, build dams and infrastructure to make it available to the lifestyle community. Generate electricity to our community at the lowest possible cost. Although connected to the national grid, it should only be to sell our surplus electricity into it. We will start a School of Science and Technology to create, develop and test every possible cost-saving method to our benefits, facilitate network, resources, knowledge, equipment, infrastructure, donations, grants, technology, benefits, and every positive input to the benefit of you, our members, to ensure success and prosperity. We will facilitate own hardware stores, wholesale stores, product distribution networks, services needed, value-adding facilities, manufacturing and value-adding ventures. By tapping into the high flow of all our rivers in flood, this is when the river is in flood, at sea level, thousands of hectares can be put under irrigation. Only 5% of the Orange River are currently used. Once the edge of this source is reached, we will start with purification of seawater at large scale, since by then we will be generating large quantities of electricity, and by then out of the cap of 50% of the net profit from thousands of community members, the sky is the limit for your farming projects to expand from the Berg River to the Orange River and beyond. What you put in, you will receive 100 times back, according to Mark 10, 29, 30, and God is not a liar. Members' entitlement. Members buy the permanent, tradable, inheritable use of the farms in possession of the co-ops and get all the benefits of scale value, sharing everything as a member with it. It gives you the right to come and farm there in the farming sphere of your choice for your own profit or delivering a service of need to the community in a cooperative with the other, in cooperation with the other members. As basically a co-owner of all the farms in possession of the co-ops, especially when we go into the Karoo where there's large farms available. A piece of land 50 by 50 meters will be allocated to each member for your private use in erection of a residence of your own choice at your own cost. The co-ops has the first right to acquire the membership of a parting member. So when you want to leave, members will also be allowed to exchange their membership with other members on other farms and in other areas in possession of the property co-ops. Shareholders aligned in culture and social behavior will as far as possible be placed together on a farm unit. In the event of disputes among members because of members' behavior, cultural practices or actions, a normal mediation dispute resolution process will be followed to find solutions. One of the solutions is to relocate this guy. But if not, his or her membership contribution will be paid out at market value and he has to leave. Every community will be allowed to draw up their own secondary constitution, values, and choose their culture which they want to apply to in their community or on their farm. Our mission: to use our corporate capital to buy up farms and create the infrastructure for as many people as possible to farm on our community farms together. To create the environment of a safe haven where people can provide in their own needs, the needs of their community and the needs of their local towns, living out their own culture, creating a thriving economy influencing their entire area, becoming self-sufficient in producing what they need to produce and manufacture what we can, and bulk buying corporately what we do not have, reducing prices for all to be able to withstand the collapse of our economy, or in case of total chaos in our country, which is coming. We are busy with 4 different entities, legal entities, www.freyacapital.co.za, you can Google it. It's an investment and venture capital company to buy farms and do projects where our members can be the project managers and pay dividends to these investors. Then it's our current, Sandveld Community Co-ops, lifestyle co-ops, where micro farmers and the community will own everything. Then with this, we must have a property co-ops that manage everything and where all the property will be allocated. And then the 4th leg is an NGO for the poor and the widow, and the guys that is in squatter camps and out on the street to accommodate them if they are children of our God. So when you have 2 or 3 primary co-ops developments, you form a secondary co-ops. That is your district level. So farm level is your primary co-ops, and then in your primary co-ops you can have up to 20, 30 farms in each co-ops. And then on every farm you can have up to 50 different projects, which give us the right to have 50 different project managers on that farm that can have their own residence. So as you can see here, there's all sorts of different projects that you can run on a farm, all the different farming activities, dairies, retail hardware, butchery, abattoirs, health, engineering, architecture, all these kinds of things can you do on a farm. Our immediate need when we start a farm development for self-sufficiency is water, electricity, veggies, meat, accommodation, fuel, communication, and farms will act as an ark and a safe haven for the believers of the world. Then the dwellings, the residents, for every farm we are entitled to 6 owners' dwellings and about 20 or 50 different project manager dwellings, and then laborer dwellings for every 10 hectares that we plant. We can have a laborer's dwelling, and then we can have a hostel for seasonal workers that will be our students that we can erect. Plus we can have a campsite. This gives us an urban village of 150 to 200 houses with up to 400 people living together on a farm of 1,000 hectares. Plus we can have our own farm schools there. We've already established a school near Napier, friends of mine, and we can just become a franchise of that school. This is the steel frame housing. They built up to 10 stories. Flats overseas with this. It's strong, it's durable, and here it is covered with cement and polymer. It's isolated, it's waterproof. This is a 4 by 7 meters room that will have a shower, a toilet, and a washing basin. And one of these rooms, this is how it looked when it's covered. The steel framing for the single room is 17,000 Rand. It is cheap, people. And you just cover it with a thin layer of cement and polymer, and the double room is 38,000 rand. Then you've got a double story, single room house that you can live in. Our shares, the macro commercial shares will be 5 million, but that's for the big guys that really want to come and farm commercially. They will be limited per farm. The project managers, it's 1,000 rand. You will get at least 10 hectares on the first farm, which can expand as we buy up more farms. Then we've got the micro share. The first one is 500,000. You will get 5 hectares. And then the micro share 2 at 250,000. You will get 2 hectares. And remember, this is under irrigation. So you can produce a lot of things there. My name is Marius Brandt. There's my email, mariba@zsd.co.za. My phone number, 082-9210275. But people, please don't phone me. I'm very busy. So WhatsApp me and share with everybody out there. We need to save this country and our economy and get out of the cities. Get in secure places on farms for your own survival. We thank you. We praise God. Bye for now.